This is Informer News, your voice of the people. Timeline is Monday the 10th of September 2012. Welcome along, my friends, to another edition of Informer News. Coming up in this week's broadcast, a NASA whistleblower confirms that a massive planetary object is on a collision course with Earth and will strike our planet in December of 2012. If this info is 100% correct, we are in deep trouble, and I'm afraid there's nothing we can do about it. Plus, the magnetic field of the Earth is shifting at an alarming rate. And also this week, I've got more footage of my recent trip to the Peak District. This week, we take a look at Buxton. Okay, into this week's news. May the 29th, 2012, as reported on PacAlertPress.com, planet+x fears grow after Norway quake moved North Pole 1,000 kilometers. A new report by the Russian Academy of Science, RAS, circulating in the Kremlin today on the past week's violent shaking of the Norwegian seafloor after it was hit by a powerful 6.2 magnitude earthquake. At the shallow depth of 8.8 kilometers, that's 5.5 miles, states this event also caused an unexpected and rapid shifting of the magnetic North Pole by nearly 1,000 kilometers, that's 621 miles. These scientists claim can only be attributed as yet unidentified planet in our solar system, recently confirmed to exist by one of the world's top astronomers from the National Observatory of Brazil in Rio de Janeiro. Unknown to most people, and as reported by London Independent newspaper, the magnetic North Pole is moving faster than at any time in human history, threatening everything from the safety of modern transport systems to the traditional navigation routes of migrating animals. Scientists say that magnetic north, which for 2 centuries has been in the icy wilderness of Canada, is currently relocated towards Russia at a rate of about 40 miles a year. The speed of the movement has increased by a third in the past decade, prompting speculation that the field could be about to flip, causing compasses to invert and point south rather than north, something that happens between 3 and 7 times every million years. Already, the phenomena is causing problems in the field of aviation. Tampa International Airport in Florida spent a month last year renaming 3 runways, which in common with those at most US airports are identified using numbers that correspond to the direction in degrees that they face on a compass. Everything had to be changed. It was a huge project, Brenda Gohan, a spokeswoman for the airport, said. RAS scientists in this report further warn that the rapid shifting of the North Pole will increase the destabilization of our Earth's weather system, which has caused historic droughts to occur worldwide, most importantly in the United States, Mexico, Central America and Brazil Amazon forest regions. Confirming the conclusions reached by RAS scientists, London Daily Mail newspaper reported this past week that the evidence for planet+x, the mysterious hypothesized planet on the edge of our solar system, has taken a new turn thanks to mathematics of the noted astronomer Rodney Gnomes. Rodney Gnomes, an astronomer at the National Observatory of Brazil in Rio de Janeiro, says the irregular orbits of small icy bodies beyond Neptune imply that a planet 4 times the size of Earth is swirling around our sun in the fringes of the solar system. Planet+x perhaps. Now that Pluto has been demoted to a dwarf planet has been widely hypothesized for decades. The full transcript link can be found on my website, endtimes23.com. July 2012 as reported on http://ultimatesurvival.net. July the 6th, 2012, Nibiru update. The pole shift has started. Whether it's Nibiru or planet+x or even the solar system moving through the galactic rift, the end result is basically going to be the same. A pole shift is coming, and indeed is already well underway. We know this because the magnetic poles have already shifted steadily over the last decade, and we know that once the sudden shift or flip happens, that is when all the shit hits the fan. There is likely to be nothing much we can actually do about it, except be prepared for the event, and that we actually survive. Those that come out alive will be here to rebuild and will need to be prepared to live in this strange new world. The link is available on my website endtimes23.com with a video link about the coming pole shift. The following information and advise caution before listening to it, as it is of a horrific nature. Before Cram Ewok started giving this information, he claimed it probably would get him killed. This information was reported on YouTube channel Wizard on the 18th of October 2011. The following interview was recorded in a secret location on Tuesday the 18th of October 2011. It goes on to say, this is the voice of Cram Ewok, TTCM engineer, Canberra, Deep Space Communication Complex. Our Earth has been in existence for 4 billion years and its time is about to end. My name is Cram Ewok. Until recently was employed at the Canberra Deep Space Communication Complex at Tippenville, Australia, telemetry tracking command and monitoring engineer in early 2007. We were ordered by NASA to turn attention to a section of space far beyond our sun and to send that data directly to them. And what we found then was absolutely astounding. An object around 3 times the size of Earth was hurtling towards us. When all the data was analysed, it was obvious that this object would strike the Earth in late December 2012. 3 days after the discovery, we had a visit from a top government minister and forced to sign a Secrecy Act document and told for the sake of all mankind we were never to discuss or disclose what we knew to be true. There's been so much cover-up regarding this impending disaster that I now feel people have a right to know what will happen in just over 12 months' time. Even somebody dying from cancer is told they are about to die. This is just on a larger scale. Because of this object's trajectory coming from behind our sun, it will not be able to be seen by the naked eye until November of 2012. When it strikes the Earth, we will be obliterated and erased from existence. Nothing can save us, but you have the right to know. A statement from the voice of the people. I've now been researching on the subject of Nibiru and related subjects for well over 10 years now, and the horrific info that originates from YouTube channel Wizard and the info put out by Cram Ewok is the most horrific info I have come across in all those years of research. If Cram Ewok did indeed work for NASA and the info he put out was genuine, then there is nothing any one of us can do to survive this coming event. But if Cram Ewok is spreading alarm and disinformation on this very real and incoming planet, then he should be ashamed of himself. And the people of this planet that have listened to this frightening info will never ever forgive him. I for one hope this info does turn out to be a lie, because if this info did originate from an ex-NASA employee and is 100% correct, well, I'm speechless what to say to you all. End of statement. The following report gives confirmative evidence that earthquakes in the past month are increasing in strength. August 2012. Earthquake report. 2nd of August, 6.3 magnitude earthquake strikes New Island region, PNG. And on the same date, a 6.1 quake struck central Peru. On the 11th of August, a 6.3 and a 6.4 magnitude earthquake strikes west-southwest and southwest of Ahar, Iran. Also a 6.2 quake strikes east-southeast of Nikoliski, Alaska. 12th of August, a 6.3 magnitude earthquake strikes east-southeast of Hotan, China. 14th of August, a 7.7 earthquake strikes 158 kilometers east-northeast of Poransk, Russia. 18th of August, a 6.6 magnitude earthquake strikes Sulawesi, Indonesia. 26th of August, a 6.6 quake strikes 140 kilometers west-northwest of Tabelo, Indonesia. On the 27th of August, a 7.3 magnitude earthquake strikes 111 kilometers south of Porto El Triunfo, East Salvador. 30th of August 2012, a 6.8 magnitude earthquake strikes 98 kilometers northwest of Alkinbayan, Svalbard and Jan Mayen. And on the 31st of August 2012, a 7.9 magnitude quake strikes Philippines island region. And not forgetting the incredible buildup of quakes in California, with over 400 quakes being reported in a 48-hour period. Is this a precursor to a massive earthquake strike in that area of the United States of America? Let's hope not. All the links to the earthquakes can be found on my website endtimes23.com on the opening page. And finally this week I take you on a trip to Buxton in the Peak District and some really great footage of that area that I took recently. Okay, let's roll that footage.
I did that. Oops. It's funny we both turned at the same time, you know. Yeah. Must have stopped drinking. I'll tell you what, that was an optical illusion because that flame was on the grass. Yeah. So it must have come up over the hill. It did look like a legit. It looked like it's something coming right over just off the grass and then going straight from there. And we never heard the engine still. No. Quite close. That's right. So that was something quite good. Yeah. Sunrise. We're now in the Peak District in the UK, and we're watching the sunrise 800 feet above sea level roughly around here. We're just on a survival mode at the moment, with all the warnings about tsunamis and earthquakes that's going to happen very shortly in the US and Australia area, as the psychic has predicted. The one actually that predicted, I believe, the huge earthquake that's and tsunami that hit Japan, and because she's predicted it again, she's going to do a countdown of 104 hours to a tsunami. Earthquakes. I think she predicted 2 earthquakes. It's going to be about a 9 point something in America and a 9 point something in the Australia region. And there's been or they're expecting an anticipated tsunami to hit Australia and the west coast of the United States. I've had reports that they are moving military hardware away from low-lying areas in the United States, so they're definitely preparing for something. beautiful sight here. As you can see, we're well above sea level here. 800 feet above, way above sea level here, so if anything does happen, we've got all the camping gear and all the survival gear to get us through quite a bit of time. So you've just witnessed the sunrise, and it's the 10th of August 2012.
That's a railway one. That isn't the one I was looking for, actually.
Where?
See those three trees?
Yeah.
She's crawling then into that one there, look.
Oh yeah, I see it. Oh, yeah, you're right, I've got it.
Graceful, that one.
Yeah, it must have waited till I...
They probably followed it around one.
Oh yes, yes, very good. Oh,
that's beautiful. It's not like those ones that's at that squirrel sanctuary, is it? They're going really quickly.
yeah. Oh, I think he saw me, he said, oh, I'll let him film me now.
Really?
Yeah, that's very good.
Squirrels don't take very well on this. We are at the video.
Yeah.
But I want to see this down safe.
This is the informer on location in Buxton in the Peak District, and this is one of Buxton's viaducts.
Okay my friends, you're all invited to join this channel by subscribing to End Times 23, which is a totally free subscription service. You're also invited to add me as a friend on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. Both the links are under this video. All this week's news links can be found on my website endtimes23.com. The link is under this video. Just click on the link and go to the top left hand corner of the opening page and click on Informer News Links. You'll find all this week's news links at the top of the page under this week's title video. Well, that's your lot for this week, my friends. I do hope you enjoyed the show. I'll be back with you in a week's time, so until then, this is your informer signing off. Friends, I'll see you on the flip side. Which for 2 centuries has been in the icy wilderness of Canada, is currently relocated towards Russia at a rate of about 40 miles a year. The speed of the movement has increased by a third in the past decade, prompting speculation that the field could be about to flip, causing compasses to invert and point south rather than north, something that happens between 3 and 7 times every million years. Already, the phenomena is causing problems in the field of aviation. Tampa International Airport in Florida spent in 21 miles. These scientists claim can only be attributed as yet unidentified planet in our solar system, recently confirmed to exist by one of the world's top astronomers from the National Observatory of Brazil in Rio de Janeiro. Unknown to most people, and as reported by London Independent newspaper, the magnetic North Pole is moving faster than at any time in human history, threatening everything from the safety of modern transport systems to the traditional navigation routes of migrating animals. Scientists say that magnetic north This is Informer News, your voice of the people. Timeline is Monday the 10th of September 2012. Welcome along my friends to another edition of Informer News. Coming up in this week's broadcast, a NASA whistleblower confirms that planet+x fears grow after Norway quake moves North Pole 1,000 kilometers. A new report by the Russian Academy of Science, RAS, circulating in the Kremlin today on the past week's violent shaking of the Norwegian seafloor after it was hit by a powerful 6.2 magnitude earthquake. at the shallow depth of 8.8 kilometres, that's 5.5 miles, states this event also caused an unexpected and rapid shifting of the magnetic North Pole by nearly 1,000 kilometres. That's 600. The massive planetary object is on a collision course with Earth and will strike our planet in December of 2012. If this info is 100% correct, we are in deep trouble, and I'm afraid there's nothing we can do about it. Plus, the magnetic field of the Earth is shifting at an alarming rate. And also this week, I've got more footage of my recent trip to the Peak District. This week, we take a look at Buxton. Okay, into this week's news. May the 29th, 2012, as reported on PackAlertPress.com,